In an announcement that shocked and surprised a whole lot of gamers out there, Sean Murray and Hello Games announced that their PS4 console exclusive No Man's Sky will be making its way to the Xbox One. But is it too late? We're going to talk about all that right now. What is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. Now, if you missed it, Jez Corden and myself, we talked about this very subject, as well as about the Sea of Thieves, record-breaking numbers, and our thoughts about Far Cry 5 on the Xbox 2 podcast earlier today. Normally we do it on Wednesday. Unfortunately, we had to do it today. So make sure you check out the podcast when you got the time. And this came out of nowhere. Everybody assumed that No Man's Sky time had come and gone, and that it was going to remain PS4 console exclusive forever, basically. I thought so. In fact, when I was told about this coming to the Xbox One today by a friend, my initial reaction was like, seriously? Because normally you have situations of games on a 3-month timed exclusive, 6 months, usually a year. You don't really get timed exclusives past a year, as history has shown over and over again that a late port from PS4 to Xbox or Xbox to PS4, they don't really sell as well as the original. So since the game came out in 2016, August, I felt it was always going to be PS4 exclusive. It's been well over a year, and it might actually be 2 years by the time the game actually hits Xbox. So it is surprising in that aspect. Of course, there are going to be a ton of people out there that can't wait to play No Man's Sky that didn't have a PS4 or a PC capable to actually run it. So I am happy for those people. Personally, I am not interested in the game once it kind of released, and I'll explain why. So when No Man's Sky was originally shown off for the PlayStation at all the different E3s, I was really interested in the game. The idea of exploring the galaxy and having this huge world that at your fingertips to kind of to explore, trade with other people, find people like your friends and form alliances and try to get to the center of the galaxy. That was pretty appealing. And then the game actually came out, and it was more of a survival-based type of game, which I'm not really a fan of. And of course, this being one of the most hyped games ever, and I really do mean that, the hype surrounding No Man's Sky was insane. And that led to a lot of disappointment from gamers when the game wasn't exactly what Hello Games and Sean Murray said it was going to be. You know, there's a lot of comparisons people throw around between No Man's Sky and Sea of Thieves. They both kind of offer this gameplay where there's not really much to do. It's all about the experience of playing the game and things of that nature. But Sean Murray and Hello Games, they said a lot of things leading up to the release that got people excited. The multiplayer aspect and things of that nature that weren't really in the final release of the game. And it was hyped up. People were excited. And when they actually got to play it, they were incredibly disappointed. And the review scores on Metacritic reflect that. Very similar to how Sea of Thieves. It was in beta or alpha for a year, had closed betas. People were hyping the game up. People were saying, don't worry, the content's going to be there. And sure enough, when the game came out, the content really wasn't there. And you can see the disappointment reflected in people's review scores or, people's comments on YouTube and Twitter and things like that. They wanted the game to be something special with more content. It just didn't turn out to be that way. Of course, these type of games, they always get better. In fact, No Man's Sky, if you talk to people who still play it now, says the game is absolutely amazing. Just in a similar manner, I would assume Sea of Thieves will be a year or two from now. So, since it's coming to the Xbox One and the Xbox One X, it will get X Enhanced. In fact, it'll feature HDR, 4K, and more features. And in this update, they're calling it Next. It's calling the big update for No Man's Sky. And there's been 3 big updates, and this version for Xbox will include all 3. It includes their initial release. It includes the Foundation update with which brought base building, freighter ownerships, and a survival game mode. It included the Pathfinder update, which introduced vehicles, online base sharing, and permadeath, as well as the Atlas Rises update, which added 30 hours of story, a new procedural mission system, and a visual overhaul. I still think the game looks good. I just am turned off by the survival aspect of it. So it's interesting to see what this next update brings to the game. And this kind of has been like maybe the cap off of all these games that were PlayStation 4 console, or at least time console exclusives, coming to Xbox. Because lately, the last like month or so, you've seen a ton of them get announced. Crash Bandicoot, for example, previously a game that was thought, PS4 exclusive only, recently just got announced for Xbox One, PC, and Switch. Hellblade, the fantastic game from Ninja Theory, just got announced for Xbox One as well. Here you have No Man's Sky, a game which nobody thought would be making its way to Xbox One, finally coming over. I wonder how many more third-party games that Sony didn't publish and didn't say only on PS4 are potentially making their way over. I know there's rumors that Nier Automata might. Who knows about that title? But it's interesting to see these games come to another platform, and I'm kind of curious to see how well they perform. I don't know if No Man's Sky is going to do well on Xbox for the simple reason that it is way past its expiration date. And what I mean by that was the hype built up to a certain level, and people bought the game in droves. I think it was like the second best selling PlayStation 4 game ever. But once people found out what it was, saw it, played it, they kind of turned away from the game, and not a lot of people have gone back for the updates. It's a game that, for all intents and purposes, has been out of the gamer's collective consciousness for a year now. I haven't seen anybody actually talk about No Man's Sky in a long time. I mean, people compare it to Sea of Thieves, sure, but I haven't seen anybody actually talk about playing No Man's Sky in over a year. It's been gone from our collective thoughts. So to see it come back almost 2 years later on the Xbox, I'm not sure it's going to do well. Now, a game like Hellblade, because that's another example, or a game like Crash, those were successful games. Not saying that this wasn't successful, but Crash is going to be put on 3 new platforms, and people love Crash, considering it was the best-selling PlayStation 4 remaster, and judging from the reaction that the announcement Crash got, people are excited to play it on PS4, Switch, and the PC, so I think it'll do well. Hellblade, it hasn't been a year. It's came out in August of last year, so you're looking at 8 months, and it's coming off victories of award show game hype, hype from these award shows, whether it was GDC or whether it was the Game Awards or whatever. It's been certified that this game is amazing by not only reviewers but critics and award shows, and it's coming off of that hype, and people want to experience that on Xbox. No Man's Sky is a different story. It's been essentially 2 years. Nobody's talked about it in forever, so I think most Xbox gamers would probably move on. I'm not saying nobody's going to play it, of course. I think there will be people who check it out, and if the game is as good as the people who still play it, especially with the updates, say it is, then maybe it finds a community here on Xbox. Will I check it out? Maybe not. Like I said, I'm not really into the whole survival aspect, crafting. I am interested in the exploration of space. Maybe I'll review it for the channel, see how the game has grown in 2 years. It's always nice to get a new game for the Xbox One X that actually does 4K. Games look great. I'm going to actually replay Doom here. Well, not replay, play Doom. I've only played the first couple levels, and now I'm going to play it fully through because it just got its patch. So maybe I'll check it out, and if it launches at the right time during the summer, when there's nothing out, then yeah, I'll probably check it out. But I'm not really super like, yes, we need to play No Man's Sky, or I need to play it. You know what I mean? And the other thing that I wanted to talk about this game was the disgusting behavior I've seen from gamers out there. The death threats given to developers over the fact that the game wasn't what they were promised. I'm sure you guys remember this. when it came out. People were giving death threats to Sean Murray and his family and the developers at Hello Games over the fact that it didn't live up to their expectations of what they wanted in their mind. And it still resonates with me today. You know, it makes me... There are times I love this hobby. I love it so much. It gives me so much entertainment. I met a lot of amazing friends here. You know, the games that I play, I wouldn't trade it for the world, but there are sometimes moments out there where I'm ashamed to call myself a gamer. And that point in time when that was happening, when those developers were getting death threats by the people they were making games for, the supposed video game crowd that loves video games, but we're telling them to go die. Those are one of those moments where I had to put like I had to facepalm and be like, I'm ashamed to be called a gamer along with those other people. So yeah, part of me really wants this update to be success, to basically for Sean Murray and Hello Games to throw it back at those people that, you know, called for their debts and things like that, and make No Man's Sky exactly what people wanted when it came out. So that's my hope. We have to wait and see if that's the case. I haven't played the game, but I'll probably end up playing it depending on when it comes out. So what do you guys think about No Man's Sky finally heading to the Xbox? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think that we've seen the last of these PS4 console-exclusive games coming over? Is there a possibility that Nier Automata might actually make the jump, since that is a Square Enix game and it never was touted as only on PlayStation? Is that going to be an announcement sometime this year that game's coming over? Are you excited for all these PlayStation 4 former console exclusives like Hellblade, Crash, No Man's Sky? Are you excited to play them on your Xbox? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel for more content. Share this out on Twitter. Hit the notification bell, because YouTube apparently has changed their algorithm and they don't send out notifications even if you are subscribed. Like, they won't even put it in the sub box. So make sure you hit that notification, hit the bell, and thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.